So today's my birthday, and for my birthday, I was thinking about, just my journey overall is just as a person, as a photographer, and I realized that I have so much knowledge to actually give people who are getting into this space of being a photographer. And in today's video, I wanted to just talk about something that I am personally known for, and that is a fashion editorial photographer. And I wanted to just give out some of my tips and my tricks to helping you be a better portrait editorial photographer as well. So the video is not going to be pretty long. Y'all know me, I'll be trying to keep these videos as short as possible and not trying to go past 15 minutes unless it's something very, very educational or something I really want to talk about for a long time. But I try to keep them as short as possible. So with this video, I wanted to just go into the depths of close-ups and also full body portraits and how you can improve your overall when it comes to you taking photos in this field of photography. So hopefully you enjoy this. If there's something that you do need to know about portrait photography, is that it is literally broken up into so many different sections. Now, you have your close-ups, your middle shots, your full bodies, your wide shots, and it goes here and there. Think of it as New York, but broken into different boroughs. That's kind of like how portrait photography is. And the one key thing that I wanted to share with you first is great direction. Now, great direction will have your photos looking very natural, very inspiring, and etc. That's because when you are able to voice what it is that you would like the model or anyone to do, the photos become more fluent, the model becomes more fluent, they become more comfortable, they are able to engage and start to get into this flow where it's just like you two are kind of the only ones in the room, which kind of are. I mean, unless you're on a big set with a bunch of people, then I understand. So having a good sense of direction of just letting the model hey, I would like you to do this, or this is something that I saw that I would like for you to try out. Let's do this and do that. The one thing I can say is to get to know the person that you are working with. Take about at least maybe 10 minutes. If you're doing an hour shoot or a 2-hour shoot, take at least a good 10 minutes here and there to learn or talk to the person that you are taking the photos of. This helps with so much comfortability, and I've done this so many times. For somebody that used to not be a people person, I mean, I'm still kind of not a people person, but I have grown into being more open and to introducing myself and figuring out who they are and what they like to do and why did they get into this or anything like that. And even if you are not taking photos of models, if it's just a normal Tom and Jane that you are taking photos of, get to know them as well, because it helps so much when you are talking and engaging. I mean, try to do less engaging and more taking photos because you can get tied up, especially if someone has a specific kind of the similarities that you have. So just be careful on talking less, taking more photos. Don't make it half and half. Give it a good 15% talking, the rest of the percentage of you taking photos. So direction is definitely a key thing when you are taking photos of just anyone in general, but specifically when you're taking photos of models who are professionals, who do not want to waste their time. It is good to actually just get the time to know them, see what they like, how did they get into this, when did a couple meet, or how did these two end up doing this or doing that, etc. So just kind of run your mouth and see how things go. Okay, first one. So I'm going to start off the first one with two different sections just to make things a lot easier for you, because like I said, there are different variations of portraits. However, they all still kind of have two similar key things to them: a little bit of close up and one far away. I'm going to start with the close up first, which is at least between this area from the shoulders up, from the midsection up to halfway of the thigh and up. This is considered as just a regular portrait. It is not considered completely full body or anything like that. Now, when you are doing photos that are somewhere in those regional areas of the body, you do not want to try and cut off limbs like somebody got decapitated or anything like that. You want to try and keep at least the wrist, the elbows, the knees at a different range, because when it comes to that, you want to not try to just cut them off at a certain point. This is what makes the photos look, come out completely good and not have a certain type of cutoff to them. Now, if you do want to take a photo of someone and they are hands are down or anything, it's good to take the photo in the halfway point, whether it be right here above the what is this called? Right here in the middle part of the forearm or right by the thighs. When it comes to the midsection, this is like the literally only okay to cut off, because the portraits can be from the waist up. Like I said, when it comes to that, you just don't want to try to cut off limbs or anything like that. Now, when it comes to an even close up, the hands are no longer around, so you get more stuff by the bicep and up. But you can also do stuff with the hands that can be closer to the model's face. That way you're not cutting wrist or anything off like that. So that's what makes a great portrait, especially if you're doing something that is close up for a client or a model or anyone. Just be aware of the limbs, and if the photo feels a certain way, then you can adjust it, and they'll kind of like know what you kind of want and know what you are looking for when it comes to you taking the portrait. So it also comes down to direction of just what you actually want. When it comes to like the lens types for a certain portrait like that, I have a 23 millimeter f2. That is actually good type of lens to have for your Fujifilm camera, and it takes great close-up images as well. There are other wide lenses that Fuji has as well, but you just have to be very, very personal with them because it is a wider lens. But yes, be aware of the limbs when you are trying to take the photo, especially when it comes to like a closer up portrait. And that is pretty much all I have to say. I've done this plenty of times in the past where I've cut the wrist or the limb or here and there, and the photo just looks weird because it just looks like like a whole little crazy portrait to it and everything. So learning to just know where to place people's hands and know when to just cut off the photo at is a key thing to learn when you are actually trying to frame your subject. Now, full body is literally the easiest thing to end up doing when it comes to taking portraits. However, there's a catch. When you end up doing full body, you want to make sure that your rule of thirds is on for just both types of portraits, because it is easy to frame your subject. It's easy to tell them what to actually do. The thing is, you can end up coming up with an awkward pose for your model. The difference between this and then the other one is the facial expressions for would have to be for the close-up portraits, because also they're not moving. You're not taking a photo of their full body. You don't see any type of body language, negative body language on them when you just have them either sitting down or you're just up close taking the photo on them. It's just more of a facial expression you would like for them to have. When it comes to full body, you can see that as clear as day. If you have a really good eye, sometimes people do not catch it, and by the time the shoot is over with, they go home, put the photos into their computer and start going through them. They'll look like, why do these photos look bad? And it's mostly due to your direction. As I stated in the beginning, is the reason why your photos look the way they look. If your model or your subject feels uncomfortable or does not feel right or anything like that, it has nothing to do negative maybe that you have done with them. It's just that you just didn't give off good direction of have you pose like this, I would like you to be like that, you should try this, let's try that. And when you are very open and giving great directions, it gets to the point where the model kind of loosens up and tends to just try things on their own without you even having to say anything. So the key things to always look for is pretty much bad posture. You would also see the subject will slouch down in the shoulders a little bit, which is you'll see it here. You'll also see it in the sluggish of the arms if they're very low. Sometimes the neck is lower as well, and sometimes you can see it in the legs, especially if they just want to continue to stand in one pose the entire time. Because it's doing all of that, you have to pay attention to body language, and that's how you can see if your photos will come out either in a bad way or in a good way. So always, like I said, take the time to get to know them, have fun, even show them the photos that you are taking with them, because sometimes 9 times out of 10 they look at the photos and just be like, I don't like it. And then it's good to have constructive criticism or feedback from them, so they know that if something that they want to improve or if they want to try out with you. So being very open with the model, having a great director on set is literally their key thing. They love it when someone knows what they want and knows what they want to do and make things very quick. So yeah, pay attention to body language, and also just still being a good director at the end of the day. When it comes to framing for both parts, that is literally all on you. You just still have to make sure to maintain to stay within the rule of thirds to get the great positioning of the photo, and also making a great image at the part of the day. I just said something like that twice, but I just worded it differently twice. So yes, body language is the number one key thing when it comes to full body. So pay attention to that. Like I said, starts here in the shoulders, bad posture, the neck area, and then also the sluggish of the hands, and then the legs that are completely just moving, pretty much standing still on its own. You don't want your model to look like a tree all the time, so give them something completely new. Maybe you can see some inspiration that you have gotten either on Instagram, a magazine, or Pinterest, or whatever it is, and just have fun, because that's kind of what makes the whole entire photo shoot a great experience, and how you end up with great images like I have gotten over the years. So yeah, that's that part. So let's go ahead and continue this and make it to the ending of the video, because like I said, I'm trying to keep it small, baby. I'm trying to keep it small. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. I am going to go and have a good time, because it is my birthday, and this is like the first time I want to do something and just celebrate and have fun. I have to finish writing a script, so before I even go do anything, I gotta finish that first. Thank you all for being a part of the journey that I have been on for all of these years, and I definitely can't wait to continue to do more on this channel. And if you liked this video, and even of the other videos that I end up liking, make sure to subscribe, give it a like. If you didn't like it, it's cool, I don't mind it at all. But yeah, I've already eaten something, so I'm not hungry, but I'm sleepy. So you guys have a good day, or a good night, or whenever you're watching this. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, I got some new mics. These DJI Mic 2s are really great. They're fantastic. Okay, bye.